Welcome to the JP Podcast. I'm your host, John.
I'm your co-host, Tom.
And today's episode is going to be some TikTok reactions we're going to have. It was actually pretty hard for Tom and I to come up with something because we wanted to have it that neither one of us knew what was going to come up. So I just happened to be talking to the editor, Al, and he mentioned, I could put some stuff together. So he did. He sent us some TikTok videos. We don't know what it's about. And he said...
We appreciate it, Al, and thank you for at least putting some stuff together. Like you said, neither one of us have seen these. So it's when we say most reaction videos, some of them watch them, some of them don't. We're not going to watch them. We actually were doing a little trial run and made sure to watch something else other than these videos. So
yeah, we were messing around with the settings in that, so we know basically 5 seconds of the first video, but other than that, we don't know. I believe there's 20 on there. I'm not sure. I didn't go through them all.
I didn't even know that number. I didn't even know a number. I assumed a few.
And he asked, how much should we or should he put in? And I said, however many. And he said, what kind? I said, surprise us. It could be anything from political to fails. I personally don't watch TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. If they're on YouTube, I will. I've seen some YouTube podcasts, reaction videos, and I like them.
Yeah, and I have. We're at that age where our TikToks aren't going to be very valuable to the young demographic, but I do watch some TikToks. I do get involved a lot in the autism awareness TikToks and also the marriage goals where they do a lot of pranking and scare pranks. So that's kind of my lane in the TikTok video world. So we'll see what some of these have to offer.
Yeah, let's see what Al put together. We're going to try the first one here, and we're just going to give our opinion on them and see if I hope there's some good ones in there. And either we're going to tell Al, great job, or you know what, you got to give us some better stuff for the next time, but Al always does a good job. So let me see. Let's get the first one started here. You ready, Tom?
I am. Let's do this.
Okay, let's go to the first one.
All right.
I find it outstanding that my friend thinks I want to go to lunch with my other friend who is Latina after I know she voted for Trump. I can't do that. My friend was like, it's just a matter of difference of opinion. Difference of opinion? No. It's about right or wrong. It's about having morals or not having morals. Difference of opinion is I prefer scrambled eggs with cheese and you prefer eggs over easy. That's a difference of opinion. You know what? Any choice is fine. It doesn't hurt anyone. But choosing Trump, which is actually hurtful to people and especially people of color, absolutely not. Not ready to forgive. I don't know how you guys feel about it, and how are you guys doing with your friendships? Let me know.
I actually find it more offensive to be driving and TikToking than it is to vote for any political figure. To be honest with you, it's to be next to all these people driving. I could tell you're trying to focus on the road and talk at the same time.
That is funny.
So it's sad. That's the sad part about the political views we went through for a while, is people feel like it can end friendships, and I understand ending friendships over difference of opinion when it comes to moral things. There's certain things that as friends we have to kind of agree on, the way to treat each other, the way to talk to each other. Those things are kind of who you voted for. I don't care. It's
that was bigger, I would say, in 2019. I think that's what it was back then, and we've said it before. It was a religion and losing family and friends over stuff like that. But it was very hardcore at the time. And but the good part is, he's out and Biden's in, and he made Trump look very good. So it's really nothing anymore. People are don't care anymore. So, but you know, at the time it was like that. Oh, you like Trump, or you like this, you know, and it was just crazy. I think that's funny as you know can be, but you know, I don't know what a strong one to start off with, you know. A political one.
Like we said, we've seen 5 seconds, but I didn't even notice it was a political one at all. So that's one of the ones. But once again, like I said, that whole video, the thing that caught my attention is you're in your, well, be nice and say mid-40s, and you're driving while TikToking about political stuff and how that can be unforgivable. Well, the irony there is pretty crazy.
That's funny. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. This is number. It looks like there's 27 of them. You know, we may or may not get through them all, but let's see what number 7 is, or 26 is. I'm sorry.
All right.
Why does it matter?
Oh, it doesn't matter to you. But to me, I'm a male. Okay.
Okay.
So, what are you? So I can call you sir or ma'am. What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
What are you?
What would you assume looking at me?
I assume that you're a man. Okay? Okay?
Thank you. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. You know, that is definitely right down the middle. So
yeah, you turn. The voice I would have said, you know, I can't tell, but then he spun that phone around, and I was like, oh, I'm still stumped. I can't tell. You know what I mean? Had to pause it.
And what were they saying in the beginning? Something about the name.
Yeah, the whole, what are you gonna call me, sir, Mr., ma'am, or sir, they, them? I don't know.
You know what? It's more drama than needed to be. I think she was just looking for a reaction and over dramatizing. You know, I just made that word up, but you know,
and it's barely a word, I think.
You know, it's too much. You know, it was a mistake. Let it go. You know, it's not like he did it on purpose. You know, but.
I think actually it was him being aggressive. So he's seen the name on the identification card that said a male name but dressed as a female, and he got defensive, saying he didn't know what to call her, or him, or sir, ma'am.
Oh, that's crazy. Let me while you're talking, I'm going to go right back to it.
Yeah, and once again, like I said, I do respect. Anybody's opinion and their right to be who they want to be and sexually what they choose to be, as long as they're not mentally or physically harming anyone. I could care less. I just find it funny that, you know, in today's world, you know, this is America's problems are he's and hims and thems and theys.
Yeah. I totally agree. You know, I totally agree. So I must have paused it, and that might have been the end of the video. We'll see right here.
Good. No, that's good.
Let's see what we got next. Okay.
Many people ask me, how do you use they, them pronouns for a singular person? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do is use it the same way that you would talk about a group of people. So, for example, I, Addison, use they, them pronouns. In that case, you talk about me like this. I know Addison. They are amazing. Their dress and their hair are amazing. And I'm so proud to know them. Now, a fun fact about they, them pronouns is that they've been used in a singular context for centuries. Even going back to Shakespearean times, there's actual documentation and literature using they and them in singular contexts. But if that still doesn't convince you to use they, them pronoun, I'll leave you with this piece of information. Our language is constantly changing and adapting. We're evolving to find new terms and language to self-identify. So get with the times. Don't be an asshole.
All right, I'm going to pause that right there.
Okay, question number 1. Was that a filter, or was that a real goatee?
That was real. I actually recognized they from Dr. Phil. So I was watching, there was a confrontation between them and some other guy. So I actually forget the name, and I just watched it.
So it's like a rumble. So there's like multiple people getting the get.
Well, it was somebody like, how are you going to, first of all, I don't remember names.
Yeah.
So if I come up to you, you know, we're a name tag. If it's that big to you, like you have a nickname. I don't know you. I don't know what it is. You know, this America, you're allowed to be whatever you want. But I'm not going to be able to keep track of anything like that. They, them, you know.
And you're allowed to request that, and you're allowed to ask that, but it's not on my. It's not. I don't have to. I said no disrespect when I say it, you know, that way. But at the same time, like you said, I'm not here. It's not on me to remember all those. Like that's 9,000 different they, thems, hims, hers. You know, what do they want to be recognized as? A star, a rainbow, or you know, whatever it is. It's just getting to be a lot. More importantly, man, it's going to be tough though with some of these. I mean, she shaves them. They shave that goatee. And I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna be like, oh man.
You know, you know, you're allowed to be whatever you want, but you walk into that, you're going to be like, okay, I'm in trouble here because you know, right away, you're not going to know what to say, you know, just keep walking. Like, I don't know what to call you, you know, and I know you're going to get mad about it.
Not only do I not know what to call you, I know you're going to get mad, nor do I have another 25 to 30 minutes to stand here and argue with you about it. You know what I mean? I got to go do things. Like I have stuff to do today, you know?
You know, in all honesty, I don't care.
Nah.
You be you, leave me alone. That's how I feel about it. As long as whatever we're doing, you know, doesn't bother the other person. But I'm usually when I'm walking, I'm just doing my own thing. You know, I'm not even paying attention. But that scares me to walk into somebody who's ready for a fight because you're not calling them what they want.
And the other thing,
do you know that?
And the other thing too is how they contradict themselves on that video.
Yeah.
How that person I immediately said that back in the, you know, Roman days and all that, they called themselves, they used their Shakespearean days, they used the theys and thems, and then in the next breath said it's time to evolve and change. And well, you're going backwards. You're not going forwards. You can't evolve going backwards. So you just contradicted yourself. Are you evolving or are you going backwards? Because Shakespearean times is backwards. So that's where. Anyways.
Okay, on to the next one. Boy, Al really gave us some good ones. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next one is. Let's do this.
The reason we have so much discrimination in the world today is because you feed your children animal products. From birth, we're taught that certain animals, like pets, should be loved and cared for, but then these animals over here, cows, pigs, chickens, and fish, should be tortured and murdered. We don't question these sorts of things when we're taught this as a child. If you're told a lie enough times, it becomes your reality. Teaching this to kids is the root of all discrimination that we see in the world. Just imagine if we taught our children to treat all animals fairly and not to treat certain beings or species differently just because they might look a bit different from us or they're not as intelligent. If we teach humans not to discriminate based on species, we would 100% see far less discrimination amongst our own species as humans. People always say that we should worry about our own species before we start worrying about the animals. But we've got it all backwards. Let's stop indoctrinating our future generations to discriminate between species, and then maybe we can fix some of the things that we see between humans today.
Okay,
well, all right. My first is he's super sensitive. You know what I mean? I was almost ready for a tear or two to come down. I was really ready for the emotional breakdown to happen. But I also, as opposite as I am of that statement, I also agree with you to a point. Like I've said this a bunch. Like, why is it weird to eat a horse, but it's okay to eat a cow? Like, why is there two animals? Why is that completely okay? Why is everything
right?
And then, you know, I don't want to eat a horse. I have no interest in eating a horse. I'm just saying, you know, or a dog because the dog has emotions. Well, an animal, if a cow then has emotions, why are we eating, you know, anything, tuna, any of that for that instinct? So I completely understand with that. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing. Like I said, to me, it is a little taboo to eat something like a chimpanzee or a baboon or something. That just seems a little weird. But as far as like eating edible meat, I don't think there's really a bad thing in that. I don't see anything bad about that.
You know, animals eat animals. I eat meat, to those that are vegetarians, I have no, issues with that. I get it. But you should be humane to animals, period. I hate to see those commercials, that with that sad song, makes me want to go adopt them all, and I hate that, I hate seeing animals like that. I have respect for animals, but I eat meat, and if they had a chance and I was out in the wild and they were hungry, I'm sure a predator would eat me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a vicious, circle. So, but I kind of get what he was saying. I can relate a little bit about it, but as far as it translating over into human interaction, that's where he lost me. I was like, nah, I don't know.
And then I better never see that man on video killing a spider or a mosquito. You better let that mosquito suck all that blood at it once before it leaves. It better not. You know what I mean? If that's where we're going, then that's where we're going. So.
All right. So let's move on to the next one here. Screen share number 22, which would be number 4 for us. I'm not even going to count them.
I don't know. We're just going to let them go.
Okay, here we go.
I got cornered by 3 of my 6th grade students at lunch today, and they came up to me all excited. They were like, Miss Collins, what's your sexuality? And I said, why do you need to know that right now? And they were like, oh, I don't know. I just think you'd be like a super fun, like, bi or pan person. And I said, well, I don't really know how much I'm allowed to talk about this to students, but does looking at my shoelaces help? And these kids just flipped out. They were so excited.
I don't either.
Man, I feel old now because I was expecting when she flipped it to the shoelaces for shoelaces to say I am bi or pan or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way I'd know.
I don't know. That one I don't get, but I know it's a teacher talking to 6th grade. And how old are you in 6th grade?
11, 12.
Yeah. So
11, 12. I
guess they would ask, and I remember being at that age. So.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
One, she looked like they looked like one of the students themselves. I thought it was a 6th grader talking about other 6th graders initially.
Yeah.
And then 2, I do remember being in 6th grade. I was younger, so I think I was only 11 in 6th grade. I think everybody else was about 12 years old, and I was 11. So I was right around that age where I was starting to get curious about some things, like having some questions. So I just wouldn't have been brave enough to walk up to a teacher and say anything. I'd have never walked up to someone and be like, hey, why is it all hard in the morning,
All right.
That would have been a question I would have had.
All right, let's move on to the next one after that.
All right.
So I came out as non-binary a little over a year ago. When I started interviewing for jobs, I was still in the closet about my gender identity. I was also dating a guy at the time and was afraid to come out because he was straight. Well, that relationship ended, and after I got a job and moved out to Seattle, and after I saw how accepting my district was, I finally became open about being non-binary. I do get a lot of questions from students at the beginning of the semester, and I just answer those very honestly. When we do class introductions, I have everyone include their pronouns, and I talk about why it matters. And I always encourage students to ask questions if they don't quite understand, because I know to a lot of those students, I'm probably the first non-binary teacher they've ever had. I always assume good intent with my students, so if someone makes a joke or cracks a comment, then I use it as an opportunity to educate them. Patience and love are key.
She was way prettier when she was a girl, though.
She was, I was thinking the same thing. I don't get it. I don't know what non-binary means. It just
gender fluid.
Okay, so
one day she could be a girl, one day she could be a guy, one day she could. Which is funny because that's how she described her male partner at the time was just a guy, some guy, which is.
Well, you're definitely listening a lot better than I am because I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, she was hot at one time, and then not so hot anymore. That's the way I was looking at it.
Yeah. It looks like non-binary stressful, to be honest with you. Jeez, it looks so stressful. I'd just be a girl and be happy. You know what I mean?
I don't get it. You know, what's the big deal? You know, I really don't think, you know what it is that they're dealing with, you know, younger people that got a younger mentality. So that's what they're looking at it as, like, oh, they really care. Like, no, they're just being kids asking questions, you know, like.
The way I equate it is, well, one, we can tell Al was on a little bender. He's got the political and the sexuality up front, it seems like. But with that being said, to me, it seems a lot like a second coming of the 60s. Instead of peace, love, and sexuality, drugs, it's non-binary, pan, call me this instead kind of thing. We accept everybody. It's a cycle of that, in my opinion.
You know, that's pretty good. I like the way you said that. It makes a lot of sense. But you're right. We're going through something. It's the same thing. People think people change. I tend to believe it's only technology that changes and people are the same. You know, like the other day I was in my mom's basement. Her house was built in 1875. And the guy across the street, her friend across the street came over and was helping me. And we were talking about how old those houses were in the area. I was like, wait, what were people talking about in 1875? You know, I'm pretty sure they were talking about, hey, Lincoln just got shot, you know, about 10 years back, and Grant's president. Is he gonna take care of this country? You know, I bet you they were talking about the same things, you know. That's just the way I feel, you know. I don't get it, but you're right. It's people. It's
a circle. It's
our 60s, you know, or to say their 60s. It's the new thing, you know. So let's move on to the next one there. But that was pretty good. I like that.
To the baristas at my Starbucks, I am so sorry that I strolled in without having a mask on, even though the mask mandate was lifted and I am fully vaccinated, because you don't know me. You don't know that about me. I apologize. To the man at Starbucks who got offended when I yelled, "Oh my God, I'm not a fucking Republican. I'm so sorry. I believe in science." I'm not sorry. To my mom, who I was on the phone with, I'm sorry I said fucking.
She had a lot of hair, you know, but you know what? The minute she went off on Republicans and putting them into a category like they don't follow science, which her science to her is, you know, the science of COVID, and you know what? Screw her. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just funny because that barista, who's really just a 19-year-old who's trying to become a nail technician at your local spa, is just trying to do her job, to be honest with you. She doesn't give a fuck whether you have your mask on or not, to be honest with you.
Probably
just get your coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so we have to understand the people who work in customer service, you're going to not deal, some people, it's black and white to them. It's either you're following the rules or you're not. They don't see a difference. So when that person's at the counter and they're like, "Hey, do you have a mask?" Yeah, I don't. Okay, we can't. Okay, I'll go out in my car, or I'll drive it's Starbucks. Drive a quarter mile down the road. There's probably another one.
See, I'm vaccinated. You know, I believe in the science. You know, I'm not Democrat. You know, but I walked into Heinen's one time, and everybody had their mask on, so I kind of felt weird. So I reached into my pocket and I put mine on. I didn't want to be the only one. You know, it's not like it. I didn't have to, but I was kind of like, I'm not going to be that guy, you know. But then as soon as I saw more people, once I got inside without, I took mine off.
You're a fake tough guy. But listen, I definitely walk into a place sometimes and I don't have my mask on. But when they ask me like, "Hey, I don't have a mask. Do you have one?" "No, you don't." "All right, I'll leave then." I'm not a person who's going to sit there and fight with you over that. It's just, there's too many, especially Starbucks. 99% of them have a drive-through. She looked too preppy to get out anyways. Just drive through the drive-through and get your Starbucks.
Yeah, and shut up. You know,
shut up.
It's too much drama. You know what I mean? Shut up.
Are you having a bad day drinking your drinky fucking tall lemonade? Get out of here. Go home, watch some Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Mom, and if mom's mad at you for saying the F word, then jeez, grow up.
Yeah, you know what? Shut up, you know?
Yeah, just shut up.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's see.
I am so tired of catering to cis people's feelings. Because I do. I do it every time I go to a restaurant and the server says, "Hi, ladies," and I don't correct them. Every time I choose the women's washroom because people expect that of me and it makes them comfortable. Every time I go to the grocery store and ignore being called miss or ma'am. Every time a close friend misgenders me and my immediate response is to say, "No, it's okay as long as you're trying." It's not okay. And I'm not okay, because in order for any of you to even entertain the idea of respecting my existence, I have to water down all of my emotions lest I live up to the whiny crybabies trans stereotype that you all have in your heads. Because God forbid you take someone seriously when they are showing valid emotion.
So we got another transgender or misidentification. Which one? You look like a woman. You were a very attractive woman. Is what
I don't get it. I'm starting to think that Al is maybe Allie, and this is his way of telling us. You know what I mean? That maybe.
I think we said something that he didn't like one time. Is what I think happened.
Now that one is. What I'm getting from that one is that she's a woman, but she doesn't like to go with the norm to piss people off, pretty much, you know. F you.
Yeah, I don't know what this means. Maybe someone in the comments, when you guys, if we say anything wrong or we don't know anything, please tell us in the comments what it means. She said she was tired of catering to cis people, which I don't know what that means. So
cis is straight.
Oh.
I do know that one. So straight men or straight women. Cis, I think, I could be wrong. I'm gonna Google it. You know what I mean?
Deal. And I totally understand. Like, so that's just weird. So she's just a lesbian, or is trans. But she looks like a woman. She wore what I would consider feminine clothes.
I don't think she was trans. I think that she is a lesbian, or maybe I'm wrong, and she's just
doesn't identify as a lesbian, just as a non-binary.
Probably just non-binary and doesn't identify as anything.
At some point we're going to make it. We're going to get to the point where I only have like a 5% chance of getting this correct, because there's so many categories and levels that you have to go through till you get the right one. So at some point you're going to be more upset because I'm going to call you 9 things wrong as opposed to just calling you him or her. So that's where if you open up a door to a restaurant and they say, "Hello, ma'am," and you have a nice blouse on and some lipstick, then who's the one who should be feeling dumb now? You know what I mean? You're the miss. That's no, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
Okay, let's see what
let me say this real quick though, because I do. All right, I did get in the conversation about this before with someone else, and I broke it down like this. I totally understand when every fetus is created inside the woman's body, they start off as a female. That's why males have nipples, and that's how the process starts, as a female fetus or embryo, and you either get the chromosome to become a male or you don't. So do I believe that something scientifically could have happened during that period and you can't identify correctly, and there's like a 2% chance of that happening, and now that the population's bigger, that 2%'s bigger? I 100% agree with that. But does that mean that I have to now have a flip book of what I'm supposed to call people, and based on what shoelaces they're wearing and what side of their belt buckles on? It
seems like a lot of them are being self-centered. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's all about me. First of all, I don't know you, so
I have no idea who you are.
The ones that are confusing is if you're look like a female and we call you ma'am or something like that, or it's not out of disrespect, it's just out of habit. Maybe what you're saying is you want us to break the habit, but you know what I mean? I'm 52 years old. I'm not going to change my English for nobody. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
That's already your second language. It's going to be hard enough.
I'm not going to. It's like I said. I have a lot of problems forgetting things as it is. And names have always been hard for me until I get to know you. Now, if I get to know you, then of course I'm going to call you what you want to be called, because that's just out of respect. As long as you respect me. Now, you don't respect me, then I'm not going to respect you. But the one video with the pretty guy with the beard and hair, it's like, that's confusing, you know.
The handsome woman.
Yeah, like what do you say to that? Like if she shaves that beard, looks like a woman.
You either say, "Hello, handsome woman," or "What's up, beautiful fella." You know what I mean? I don't know how to do that one yet.
Yeah, that's too much. No, I can't deal with that. You know, but do you? Don't worry about me. Do you?
And I 100%. I'm a guy. I want to be called him or he or and I understand that, but that's that's normal. That normalizes it. So I totally understand that. But like you said, if you're walking into a restaurant and the hostess calls you ma'am or sir, and you have a full goatee and you're wearing a t-shirt and some jeans, then they don't know you. They're calling you sir out of respect. If they were to say, "Hey, asshole," that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's, "Hey, what do you dicks want to sit at?" That's disrespectful. "Hey, ma'am," or "Hey, sir," there's no disrespect in that sentence.
There's nothing there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Al's on a roll with a certain category. Let's see what we got next here.
I hate that straight people have taken the incredibly complex and nuanced thing that is the queer experience and stolen it, oversimplified it, bastardized it, commodified it, and then they try to straight-splain it back to us as if they know more about it than we do. I hate that we have to make ourselves either entirely invisible or shove our identities into neat little stereotypes that they can easily digest in order for them to take us seriously. I hate having to infantilize and handhold straight people constantly in order to reduce the chances of a temper tantrum and the subsequent revocation of their support. I hate the idea of the ever patient, ever willing to teach queer that straight people seem to think encapsulates all of us. I am not your fucking encyclopedia. I am far too busy living my own life to attempt to educate you for hours on end without monetary compensation, or at least without the insistence constantly that I'm not being as nice as you want me to be. If you're so interested, do a modicum of research yourself, and if you won't even do that, you're not actually interested.
One, she loves her words. She absolutely loves her words and hates her eyebrows. She can't stand her eyebrows. She'll take every word in and pluck every eyebrow out. You know what I mean? This girl is something else.
You know what? That's too much. You know. You know what? Go to hell.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Don't tell
You're
me
stupid
how to
for
be.
saying that. It's because she says too many big words. That's why you can't handle it. That's the problem. That's the problem.
You see me locking up. I was like, you know what? Just go to my fuck you card. You know what I mean?
And I was like, "Sorry, sir, but I didn't know you were gay." You know what I mean?
I don't. It's too much. You know what I mean? She's getting angry. Apparently, she's had some issues, but it's not everybody. You know, if I run into someone like that, hello.
Yeah,
that's it. You're walking by. That's it, or nothing.
Nothing would be my number one thing. And then once they started talking, that whole thing went off. I would just sit there, and then it would almost just let them dig their hole, because the tantrum thing, like she's obviously, projecting her feelings and throwing a tantrum onto the straight community or whatever it may be, or which I'm part of, so I feel offended. I don't care. I'm serious.
I don't care either. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see.
See, this is a really interesting comment, because I know the commenter didn't think about really what he was saying. He just wanted to leave a hate comment, which is fine. But my question is, why is being unhealthy a bad thing? First of all, obviously not all fat people are unhealthy, but let's say they were. What is the moral issue with being unhealthy? Why does that make you a bad person? Because that's how we get to the core of fat phobia, right? There is a moral assignment with the idea of being fat, whereas we associate thinness with good and fat with bad. But why is that? Why do you think being unhealthy and being fat is bad? There needs to be
all right.
And
so
you wonder
I
don't even want to. I'm waiting on there.
No, the one thing I will say is she is right. The obese community do get a bad rap next to skinny as far as good and bad, but it's more or less disciplined and undisciplined. I would say it's the rap they get, not good or bad. and unhealthy. The only thing that I would say is it is your body, it's your choice. Same fight of anything, but in the society that we live in, our health insurances and everything also are based upon others, where when others are mainly diabetic and then I'm not, I'm still paying for it and still, but that doesn't matter. I have enough. Once again, there's more problems than calling your neighbor a fatty,
Hey, you want to be fat? Be fat. You want to be skinny? Be skinny. I don't care. You're yelling at a lot of people that pretty much don't give a fuck, and that's the way I feel. I don't care. Do you?
Yeah. No, and it seems like they're all people who are probably going to be single, staying at home, trying to figure it out. If you're in a relationship out doing things, there's way more to life than sitting there. And you're fat, you're fat. You're skinny, you're skinny. I mean, I'm not the smallest person in the world. I'm not a thin person by any means. I wouldn't. I'm technically obese, but I wouldn't consider myself a real obese, unhealthy person. But it doesn't bother me. Nobody's weight has ever bothered me unless they're in the seat next to me on a Spirit Airline flight down to Florida or something. Then, hey guy, lose a couple, will you? This sucks for me more than it does you.
You know when it bothers me, when I notice I'm putting on a little bit too much weight, is when I go to tie my shoes and I have to hold my breath, and then as soon as I come up, I'm like, I got to lose weight. So that's when I notice it. Like, okay, I got to drop about 20 pounds. But for my height, I got to be like 170. And that's not going to happen. No, not today.
And I enjoy food. I'm not saying I want to be 400 pounds or anything. I'm just saying I'm okay being a little chunky. I'm okay with that. And if that's the price you pay for eating a burrito or a little piece of cheesecake every once in a while, then I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do then.
You know what my problem is? After I eat, I want a little sweet. Now, I don't go to the store and I don't buy candy bars and I don't stock up on stuff, but my wife does. And, not saying she's bad because I love it, but after I eat, I'll sit there and if she buys me a big bag of M&Ms, I'm going to eat them all, before I go to bed, and that and cheese Danish. Oh my God. Cookies, I just want a little sweet before I go, but I end up eating too much and then I go to bed and forget it, so.
That's me too. Mine's not sweets. Mine's more of I'm not a big chocolate cake. I said cheesecake, but I like a plain vanilla cheesecake, vanilla bean cheesecake, or like a nice klatchki or some sort of puff pastry, something like that with a coffee. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. After dinner, it's the best.
All right, let's move on to this next one.
Yeah, and once again, people, we didn't know what the videos are. Al, we appreciate the compilation. We're just teasing. It seems to be down a certain lane, but once again we appreciate the effort you took put this together.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Okay, here we go.
And you wonder why we don't trust these people. It happens every single time.
First of all, I don't wonder. You know what I mean? So she's like, you wonder, like, first of all, I don't know what she's talking about. Posted in a swimsuit and tells fan it's never too late to improve yourself. Oh, so she's going to be talking about Rebel Wilson. Have you seen her?
Oh yeah. I'm a Rebel Wilson fan. I've seen the whole process.
I liked her before and I like her now. She's wow. But that doesn't mean I didn't like her before. Good for her. But it seems like this lady. This guy is gonna, is gonna crack on her for saying something like, "Hey, that she's proud of." It's like when somebody finds Jesus and all of a sudden, they're like, "Hey, this is pretty great," So,
or someone stops smoking cigarettes and then 2 months after stop, they're telling everybody how bad it is to smoke and they should quit and they shouldn't be smoking. It's like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but. All right, get off your high horse. You know what I mean? Relax.
I wasn't going that way with it, but let's move on.
Every single time. This is from today. This is from today.
Good voice.
Yeah, no. Wasn't fat rep. Was not ever fat rep. Unapologetic fat actors forever and only. Till the end of time. This is boring!
Wow.
That was the most boring TikTok of trying to tell us that something else is boring.
Yeah.
Her and 7 other people care about that right now.
Let's move on to the next one.
And I have to be honest with you that when they made that shit a law, I almost didn't want to do this show. So, because I wanted to punish this fucking place for allowing that to happen here. But then I remembered that it's you guys that are the fucking victims, and you deserve everything in the world. And we need to tell them to shut the fuck up.
That's Billie Eilish, right?
I have no idea who that is, but I know.
I think that's Billie Eilish. And
I've heard that name, so
yeah, she's.
I don't know what she was talking about.
I don't know either. I have no idea what she was talking about. I did see the thing behind them. It said something "ban on our bodies" or something like that, or I don't know what that means. But
you know,
yeah.
that reminds me of. I don't follow. I like a lot of movie stars and musicians, and I'm a big fan of certain groups and everything like that. But I don't care what they say it or their personal life. I know it's entertainment. Like when I was younger, I remember my sister came up to me and said, "Guess who's pregnant?" And I was like, "Who?" And she was like, "Madonna." You know what I mean? Like. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit about Madonna. You know what I mean? I like Who's That Girl, but
yeah,
fuck, I don't give a fuck she's pregnant or not.
I thought you were gonna say one of our cousins or something.
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't like when they get political.
Yeah.
But it's their right and everything like that. That's why I don't buy into the whole package. I really don't.
And I have no idea what she was talking about. So that makes it even worse to even talk about.
I have no idea. Here I am getting angry over shit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
They could have banned donuts to minors, and we're sitting here arguing about that now. So
let's see what the next one is.
Well, will you look at that? It's raining outside. I'm just gonna melt like the sugar cube I am, honey. Rain makes things more beautiful, but in your case, you're gonna need a storm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so if she's driving the kids to school, she's probably on work release out of whatever psych ward she probably should be in.
She's just bored. I'm moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just boredom there. I get it. And she got a phone.
Good Lord. How are you? I love you. How are you, darling? What did you do to your hair? I put a wig in it. And then why do you look like an elf today? I know. I'm going to draw.
You get a good one.
Thank you.
Why are you?
Oh.
Why are you?
Because it was fun and something to do for Mother's Day that we were going to like. We're walking around town. And hey, you get to meet my friend Leo. Hello. Hi there, sexy.
Oh, good Lord.
Mwah.
Holy mackerel.
We're going to have a good day.
What you decided to do for
I'm going to stop this there because I got something to say. Old people today, okay? You're talking old people that come, and you take it all the way back to when they were young, which was probably the 60s, okay? Which was probably the wildest, decade in American history. You know what I mean? They go from crew cuts to long hair looking hippies, the whole 9 yards. They have no right. I don't know what the girl was trying to prove. So what? You got crazy hair. You know what I mean? And then somebody old is reacting like, "Oh my God, I can't believe." Man, shut the fuck up. You were doing the same shit, wearing some nasty bell bottoms. You know what I mean? With your hair all long, and just get out of here. Like you're acting like you've never seen such, something like that in your life. That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, don't even point to this younger generation. Who cares? It's hair.
It was pink and blue. It wasn't even like, oh my God, that's such the craziest thing.
Oh
in the
my
world.
God! You know, these people piss me off anymore. You know what I mean? Especially old people. Don't act like
Old
you.
people.
You know?
At what age do you stop having fun? Do you think? Because a lot of these old people just stop. You know.
You know, I don't know. But when I was in high school, you know, I permed the top of my hair here. Okay, this was a perm. This was all shaved. You know what I mean? And I had like a 6-inch tail. I had a bald and a tail, and I dyed it purple. You know what I mean? And then I hung beads. I hung beads on it, you know what I mean? Because we were break dancers, you know what I mean? So,
you probably look like a Filipino break dancer. You didn't even look Puerto Rican anymore. You probably look Filipino or something. You know what I mean?
So I have no, you know, I couldn't sit there and all you would have to do is bring out a picture of me in high school or something like that and say, look, you know, I can't sit there and criticize people for their hair. You know, the people that follow Prince, they'd have it all over here. This is all shaved. You know what I mean? You know, whatever.
My dad and I were talking about this one time because we went out. He's older, obviously, but he was talking about one of the guys had really tight pants on, like the skinny jeans that were super down and, you know, cuffing his ankles and all that. And he was making fun of like the guys, you know, I'd have never wore those. You're from the 80s. They wore leather spandex pants. They were hair bands. Do you not remember the 3 cans of Aquanet in those guys' hairs with the leopard skin pants and no shirt or a tube top? You guys, men would be wearing jersey tube tops. Like that was cool. You know what I mean? Like that's stop.
You know, it's like these old people that were all just flipping out over Trump. I was like, man, the 60s were worse. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Politically, you guys did some shit back then. And Trump's the worst thing you ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. You know what I mean?
He by far had the worst hair of any president. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But the worst politics you ever seen? No, the 60s were horrible. Get out of here. Man, somebody's, Al, you did it. You're pissing me off, man. So.
you succeeded.
Let's see what we got.
You think the Joker is sexy?
Yeah.
All right, why?
Look at him.
Oh, well then. All right, how about yourself, Mr. Joker?
Well, of course I do.
Why?
So, if this is Comic-Con or whatever, I totally get it. But if this is just the airport and that's how you hang out on a Tuesday, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then I have a high suspicion that they were molested as children. I'm just kidding.
We're moving on to the next one. To me, there's no shock value anymore. You know what I mean? So it's
just somebody in a Joker outfit.
Still alive. No matter. It won't be for long. Just don't worry, it won't be bad.
I'm actually afraid to finish this one. I'm like, if this dude shoots himself, I'm gonna puke. You know what I mean? Okay, let's.
This took a turn. No, we're good. He's just having fun. He's pretending. He's acting like he's a hitman, and the person's getting ready to go out. That's where I'm at in my mind. Just so we're clear.
I don't know, man. Let's see.
Goodbye.
I loved it. Listen, I loved it. So I'll fill you in on this one, John. He is in a movie. He's filming his own movie.
Okay.
He's in his bedroom. His mom's making him some chicken dino fingers and some nuggets and fries right now. But he's in his bedroom and he's filming the new Mission Impossible or something. And he's showing you that angle where he's eliminating you with his duck hunt gun. I loved it. I loved everything about it. When I watch TikToks and I watch them for the dumb humor, like the stuff that makes me laugh, that's one of them.
Really?
That's something I enjoy. Yeah. It's just funny. It's somebody who you wouldn't normally get to see a little glimpse into their life. That person lives on a dead end road somewhere in the middle of Midwest somewhere, and just hanging out in their room and they're bored. The same with the bus lady, except they're in their bedroom, the same place they've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
all right.
I like it.
I dig it. You know what I mean? I can deal with that one.
Yeah, that's their fame. That's their 15 minutes.
There you
so
go.
I'll give it to them.
Good for them. Let's go.
You guys forget on a rebel means I don't get a fuck. I do the fuck I want. Do it anytime I want. If you guys don't like it, get the fuck off my page. Bye, Frieza. Bye.
You know what? I totally freaking agree. You know what I mean?
That's so wrong.
I agree with it. You know? Yeah. Get the frick on my page. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move to the next.
Yeah, and yeah, deal. Just move on because you got it. Home run. You hit it.
Let's see.
You look like a future mistake I would make, and yes, you would be worth it. However, a few lady friends that I have, you're not going to survive, and I'm not going to hear the end of it, and I'm probably going to be dead 6 feet under. So, no, thank you. I want to, but no, I can't.
So
I actually have friends that are like that. You know what I mean? So,
it's just funny. He's got a lot of women. He's beating them off with the stick pretty much.
He must, because he's saying things perfectly. You know, like only a guy that has women knows how to say something like that. You know,
and let her know, like, hey, you can't do it so up front. You got to hit me on the DM. So he knows he's a player.
Yeah,
don't let his look. Don't let his looks fool you.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, he I don't know where he got that knowledge from, so he must know what it's like to date women.
He had amazing teeth, huge but amazing teeth. You know, they were straight, they were white and massive.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Anybody home? Hello? Hey,
Yes.
Your front door was open. That's first off.
Fuck are you guys doing in my house?
Your front door was open.
Does that give you the right to be in my house?
Okay, I didn't know it was a separate setup. The front door was open. Your door downstairs was open.
All right, do me a favor.
Okay.
If you want to speak to me, get out of my house and then we'll speak outside.
Okay, I'm not leaving now. Now that I'm trying to talk to you, I'm not leaving. You gotta get dressed. You gotta come with us.
You have a warrant?
You have to get dressed. Come with us.
Do you have a warrant?
You want to go like that?
Do you have a warrant?
All right, so you're gonna go like that then.
Do you have a warrant?
Excuse me.
Yo.
That's pretty aggressive there. We've had this discussion. I am a person who believes in some sort of law enforcement and some sort of, judicial and I'm not a back the blue kind of guy, but I'm also understanding I'm not they're against this kind of people. That was a little much to walk into someone's home.
Yeah.
With nothing. I mean, you could buy those vests at a online thing.
I was thinking the same thing. That's what I was going to say when you stop. I was like, it looked fake to me. But if it was real, then you better be happy you got that on camera because you're going to get paid. You know,
you'll get paid for that.
I don't think it just looked fake to me.
It did look. Now that you say that, you're right. It did it, especially once he said, "All right, I'll talk to you. Let's just step outside of my house."
Yeah,
the cops gotta. 90% of the cops gotta understand. Like, okay, let's at least step out. Like, you can't just walk into someone's home like that.
Yeah, like
with no crime being committed, nothing wrong.
And then you can say, "Oh, you just left your door open." No, get out of here.
That doesn't give you the right to walk in. There's got to be some sort of. Was there a call here? Was there something?
Yeah, no. Let me go on to the next one. Good try, Al.
Hey, that's a really good prank. It is a good one. That is a good one. At that age, it's the perfect time to do it because, you're young. Why not have fun like that? But you could do that to the wrong guy. The one that
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you could do that to the wrong guy. Who'd ask questions after? All those questions would be after he got done whooping your ass.
All right, that's what I was thinking the whole time. So yeah, he's lucky he didn't do that to the wrong guy. See, that's not a joke I would play. Unless I absolutely knew. Hey, you know what? It's not a joke I would play.
I agree with you that he was a little skinny behind the register too, so I think he felt secure enough that he was all right. But yeah, you got to pick your target pretty carefully on that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's lucky he didn't get his nose broke.
If you're a woman, you might want to keep scrolling unless you want to get a lady boner. In 3, 2.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for.
I got a lady boner, I think. That was a good one. See, I love those ones because they're so... And now we're sitting here with the man tits, so perfect.
Let's keep going.
You might as well keep going.
Always fighting over top or bottom. I would be lucky just to have a bunk bed.
I'm going to tell them.
Don't you dare.
Little gay humor, so we'll go straight from the male butt to right into the top or bottom humor, huh? Really set me up to look gay.
I give it to him. I didn't know. I didn't think Al would put these kind of videos in there, but he's doing a great job. I mean, he's getting there. He's covering everything.
Okay, one, yes, I'm sitting in my car because my daughter's asleep. And yes, I'm using a beauty filter because it's been a long day educating the world's youth and I need it. But like, is anyone else tired of this like audio that's like, what's not clicking, Steven? Like, I'm over it, especially when white women do it. Like, I'm just so tired of seeing white women use audios on TikTok that are like clearly given to us by the black community, by black content creators, and like no credit given, no recognition of like where this originated. Like, the amount of clout that white women have gotten off the backs of black content creators is unreal. Imagine a world where Addison Rae could only use content made by white people. Like, that bitch would be a bum. And let me just be clear, I use the word bitch in a very loving term. Like, I don't think Addison Rae is a bitch, okay? I don't even know her. This is the internet. But what I'm saying is, like, if white content creators only used audios and, challenges that were created by other white content creators, I don't think that this app would have as many white content creators with millions of followers and millions of dollars. Like, the amount of money and notoriety these people have is honestly credited almost solely to black content creators. Okay, I had no idea that I had changed the speed of the audio, and now like I went back and watched it and it's embarrassing, but I'm gonna keep it because like I got through a lot of points in a small amount of time, so we're going with it. I don't mean this to come across like I'm saying white people should stick to white people shit and black people should stick to black people shit. Like, that sounds really divisive and that's really not what I'm trying to say. But it just kind of speaks to the privilege that white people have, that anything that they want, they just take for themselves and use for their benefit.
I have no idea. I was actually completely focused on her breast. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No, that's a joke. I just lose the interest when they talk about that stuff because it loops into circles, and then it's funny because it's another white woman coming to the rescue of the black society because she feels they can't defend themselves. So aren't you the one that's kind of doing it? Like, it's just shut up and enjoy the music. I didn't even know who made it. I couldn't tell you who made it. I can just tell you I like that beat. That's all I can tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
And then when you sped it up, you made fun of the Asians. Now what are we going to do? You know?
Yeah, she lost me, so.
Yeah. It's too much. Too much. Once again, you're sitting in your car with too much time on your hands.
Too much. A lot of people are bored. That's what I was thinking before I go to this. Is TikTok must be what back in my day what a diary was. You know what I mean? So you're seeing a lot of things. I'm sure if we went back in time and read everybody's diary, they'd be just stupid.
Just dumb ones. Just dumb. Just imagine how many dumb people there are out there, and now we get to see them all and hear them. Like right up front.
Technology got us to this point. You know what I mean? The damn aliens.
So privileged.
This is what the aliens give us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They Take that shit back, It's just stupid.
For their benefit.
Can't even figure out.
Can we talk about?
Can't even figure out a 30-second app, and we're here debating whether we aren't intelligent lives on another planet, let alone what other ones.
No, man. No wonder they hide.
How it's actually horrifying that the Kardashians went out of their way to have kids with black men just so that they could have.
Once again, guess who's pregnant?
Who's that?
Madonna. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares about the Kardashians? You know what I mean?
Closer proximity to black culture, just so that when you call them out on appropriating black culture, they bring up their proximity to black people and their half black children. They bred their children like dogs. And as a black woman, you cannot change my opinion on this. And I know a lot of other black women and mixed black women feel the same way. That eventually at some point in their life, these kids will grow up and realize that one of the main reasons their parents had them is so that they could have a closer proximity to black culture. It's going to be a horrifying moment for those kids.
I think that's the last. I think being black's probably the last thing that's going to be horrifying.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. That's what you just said.
Those are some harsh words there. You know what I mean? You better be ready. Like, if I'm going to talk like this, to somebody, then yeah, I'm going to be ready to get my ass kicked or, into a fight.
Every one of those kids have millions of dollars in the bank already.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
They're not caring about any of that. You know what I mean? So,
nor do they need you to come to their rescue. You know what Their mom's got plenty of sex tapes to make, and she'll make a lot of money. Don't you worry about that.
Let's go on to the next one.
Come on. No, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, come on, Jenna, go. Let's go. Bad girl. Let's go. Keep walking.
That's actually kind of hot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have yanked the chain one good time. Just like, get over here,
Yeah,
hit her right in the face with his frisbee, and let's go inside.
Let's see if she catches this. Let me.
Are you ready? Go get it, girl. Go get it.
Oh, you could have done so much better if you'd have just flung it right at her face, real hard. You know what I mean? And then sprayed her with a hose. Right when you got to the back door, just sprayed her with a hose. And,
oh my god!
And they're in the room. Oh,
but
good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
It is what it is. Nothing phases me anymore. So let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I can't even get my wife to do certain things, let alone pretend to be a dog.
A lot of clever men ask me why I married a man when my page and most of my content is gay-driven and is only for women. So I thought I'd reply with a story time. So my husband was at work, and my husband works as forklift operator. His job site is teeming with shitty men. And one of the shitty men, Uncle Ben, thought it was a good idea to unload on my husband about his nephew, who is trans. And I think you all know where this is heading, so let's just say Uncle Ben, not a huge supporter of the trans people. So what did my husband do? He reamed out that motherfucker. And he didn't do it in private. He did it in front of everyone. So not only did Uncle Ben have to stand there where my 6'3" Thor-looking motherfucking husband reamed him out and called him an idiot, all the shitty men had to stand there and watch my husband defend trans rights. And if that doesn't make your panties wet, I don't know what will.
You didn't answer your own question. We wanted to know why your page was filled. Not we. Let me rephrase that. Nobody wanted to know why. You wanted to tell us why your page was so LGBTQ driven. It's because your nephew-in-law is transgender? Well, that's all you had to say. Let's just say, yeah, because I support gay rights. You wanted to really... Your husband sounds hot, though, for sure.
Back in my day, they used to tell them, like, watch what you say to them guys, because they're men. They will whoop your ass, you know what I mean? And nothing worse than getting your ass kicked by a gay guy, or, you know what I mean? Or a trans guy. So, you know what I mean? They've been around for a long time, and, it is what it is. Who cares? It's
funny.
It doesn't bother me to the point where I hate it. You know what I mean? I could care less.
And I just like the use of TikTok as a platform to one, speak directly to someone, which is weird in itself that they make like messages to speak directly to people, and then to also include like Uncle Ben. Was that a joke because he was a black guy? Was it a joke? Is his name Ben? Was he really your uncle? You know, like we don't know these people, so when you say that, it's you're talking to us as if we are part of your family, and none of us care.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
And if they're against the LGBTQ community, you know what I mean? They're not looking at your page. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't care about you. You know, it's whatever.
Then and he's allowed to have his opinion of not enjoying a gay guy. That doesn't give him the right to spout it off at work, and I understand that. But it's not that. It's not that to go, hey, I think you're wrong, and then keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, it is what it is. It's once again bored people who have TikTok.
Well, it looks like we got 2 more left, so let's go to.
And this one's for the ladies. If you're not a lady, you can stay. For now.
Thank you.
But don't act like a clown in my comments, okay? I hear way too many women talking about how they date guys that they're not physically attracted to because they're usually kinder to them. And there's a whole lot of things to unpack with that. First, this is really only a message pushed onto women. Men are rarely, if ever, told, oh, come on, give her a chance. Maybe she's a nice girl. Men with high standards are confident. Women with high standards are picky. Wanting to be physically attracted to someone that you're going to be fucking for the rest of your life is not a high standard. I'm not saying looks are everything. I'm saying women tend to be the only ones who are told to sacrifice it in order to find someone who won't treat them like shit. Moving forward, I will exclusively be dating people who are both hot and kind. That's still a very low bar.
Oh.
Any comments for that one?
Good. Yeah, good luck with that guy. Good luck for it. You know, I hope he can, ignore a lot because she's going to be talking all the time, and that's going to get frustrating. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
Thank you. Like I get it. You want a hot, nice guy who makes 6 figures, but you don't want to cook every night, and he shouldn't. I get it. Yeah, I get it. He's out there. Keep looking. I mean, you'll find happiness. You'll get it. You might get a black eye or 2 along the way, but you'll figure it out.
Here we go.
To the girls, gays, and theys, I need to report a heinous crime I have committed. I, a gorgeous bisexual woman, fell in love with a straight man. And I am so sorry.
Awesome.
I still think men are trash, but I am his raccoon, and my dumbass loves him. So I will update you on how much pain this is going to cause me.
So I'd like to introduce you to my new woman. I love that. Yeah, that's awesome for that guy. Then, huh? He's got himself a threesome in the weights.
You're gonna
for that guy, whoever she fell in love with, man. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Aw. Well, go find one of those bisexual women of yours and bring them home, and let's see if this will work or not.
That's good stuff, man. Well, Al, thank you very much. You really gave us some good stuff there. It was, I didn't know what to expect. How about you?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, like I said, we appreciate anything. We just wanted something different to do, something other than just maybe a basic interview. Give us a chance to respond naturally and give a little bit more of our personalities. And this is what Hal put together, and it was good. It was awesome. I'm like I said, I'm into some of the videos. That's kind of up my alley, and I like that kind of thing. And then, I'm not much on the political or the trans, so those were the first few I've seen ever. So just hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you found it entertaining, at least.
Yeah, I don't follow a lot of that. I do follow the politics as far as the trans or anything like that. I don't as long as their rights are not being taken away or anything like that, I don't care. I don't watch TikTok because and it may sound heartless or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't care. It's a free country. Do what you do.
My stance is as long as it's consensual and behind closed doors, it's your world. Do your thing. Don't. As long as no one's hurt, no one's harmed, and it's consensual, then enjoy life. Enjoy it. Have fun. I do would I do want to see more comments. I'd like to see people commenting what they'd like to see next. You know, whether it's a profession they think we could go interview, and or another challenge or reaction video, or just give us some feedback. Anybody watching this video, please just take a second to comment. Tell us what we could do. If you want to see us do something. So
yeah, and I'm really glad you it got to show the side of you that I was telling everybody in my family, or people that don't really know you. I'm like, Tom's a funny guy. We go back and forth, but he's very witty, and I love to hear his humor. And I'm glad this is the kind of video that brought it out. For me, I don't know. Is it me because I'm old, Tom, or is it like I just don't give a shit anymore? Like people, as long as it isn't harmful or anything like that, the shock value is not going to be there, because you see a lot as you live your life. You know what I mean? So
and we just went through a couple year phase. The last 3 to 4 years has been heavy on the argumentative, complaining / debating / this is what's wrong, this is how it should be, it's been like that for the last few years now. And I think we're just very similar to most of America, where we're just over it. It's time to stop worrying about all that little stuff and move on with life. So I think we're at that phase where we don't care. It doesn't matter. If that's how you want it, then do it. Go do it. Just don't get mad if I say, "Hey, sir," and you go, "Sorry, it's not sir." I'll go, "Okay, sorry about that." "Hey, Cupcake, you want a?" I'm just kidding. It's another joke, guys. These are all jokes.
Well, Tom, I appreciate you coming back on and taking the time, and I appreciate Al. A lot of people are hearing us talk about him. He's our editor. He's behind the scenes and everything like that. So, but we approached him, and this is one that he threw out to us. He says, "Hey, I can do this for you guys, and I'll throw you some videos, and you guys react to it." And he does an awesome job for us. He works with us. He sets things up for us, and we love the guy. We love the guy. So. Go ahead.
Yeah, give him credit, because like I said, we didn't know what we were getting, and also we didn't know the amount. So I was honestly expecting 5 to 10 videos, somewhere in that range. So 27 was almost triple my top expectations. So once again, I can't say enough for Al for putting that together for us and allowing us to put another video out. So thank you again. And once again, guys, don't forget, please like, subscribe, and comment. The subscriptions, we're trying to get to that 100. We're almost there, so just a few more. If you're watching this video, just takes 2 seconds. Just hit that subscribe button for us, please.
And we're going to keep putting them out as long as they're fun. Tom and I are having a blast, and we've gone to this format for now because it takes, it's a lot easier for us to set up, and we love doing it. And I don't care if we got 4 people watching: my mom, my sister, your sister-in-law, and my titi. You know what I mean? So I don't care. I don't care, but we're having a blast with it, and we appreciate everybody and all the support we're getting, and I hope we're still doing a good job. So just wanted to say thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys later.